Hi, well, I have found a site and I have set up my hammock system. It's back there. Isn't that pretty? Nice yet orange against the snow. Lovely. And I'm just sitting in here in the woods watching the sunset. It's absolutely gorgeous. I do need to get up and go gather some wood. I would like to do a fire, but I actually thought I'd take the time and talk a little bit about camper etiquette and courtesy, because I've been out this way. This is McCrae Lake, and I've come out to a spot I've never camped on before. But a couple weeks ago, I came out this particular direction and found this little. But I wanted to talk to you about something I'd found at this site last time I was out, and I thought, gee, I hope nobody finds it. But somebody's been here before and left a stash of wood, which is really nice. And I have to say, it's super, super tempting to want to burn it. But courtesy tells me that that would be a really rude thing to do. I don't know that the person who's left it there is coming up the weekend before Christmas and they're driving from Toronto and they'll get in here late. You don't know that they're going to need it more than you think you need it. If it was an emergency, if I had fallen in the water and I needed to get a fire going, I would use it, trust me. But I just think it's a courteous thing. If you find somebody has stashed some wood, leave it. They've worked hard for it. Just don't, as tempting as it is, and I'll probably look at it all night and go, oh, those are beautiful logs. What a lovely fire that would make. I'm not going to burn it. And I've seen a couple other stashes out here before too. In fact, I've considered coming out and finding a spot and stashing wood myself. And it's my fear that I'm going to bust my buns and cut down all this wood and stash it somewhere, and somebody's going to come and burn it on you, which is kind of rude. So just a heads up, it's just good camper courtesy. If you find somebody has worked hard to put some wood aside for themselves, leave it there. I'm going to go find my own wood now. That's the view from my site. This is not a bad little spot, a little bit of a clearing. There's actually a creek that runs down that away and runs out to a larger pond. Of course, my tarp with my hammock underneath, and got all my gear stashed up on the tree there. It's a lovely spot. There's a lovely bank of rocks back there. If the weather was really cold, I might be tempted to go and build a fire in front of the rocks for the reflection, but it's really not too terribly cold right now. When I left the ski hill this afternoon, it was -4, I believe. So it'll be a cool night, but won't be too bad. Forgot my flint at home. Fortunately, I popped a lighter in my pocket before I left. So, yeah, that should be good. Yay! We'll get a pot of hot water on and make a hot drink and some pasta for dinner. The light is set. It's absolutely lovely. Oh, good morning. It's 8 a.m. I slept like a bear. Woo! I just woke up. I didn't realize it was light. I didn't set my alarm or anything. I usually don't. But I was just snugged so deeply down in my sleeping bag. I guess the sleeping bag was over my head. I didn't even realize it was light yet. I thought it was dark. Kept opening my eyes a little bit and going, oh, it's still dark. It's still dark. Forget it. It's 8 a.m. Oh, I got to roll out. I've got my pants and boots sitting out underneath my hammock, and I'm just dreading the moment I have to leave my warm sleeping bag and jump into my pants and boots. Oh well, I was so warm last night. Oh my God. I slept with just my base layer pant and top on, and I put another polar fleece top on. That was it. And in the middle of the night, I ripped my socks off and undid my sleeping bag about halfway down. I was really warm. I didn't bring my top quilt for my hammock because it's only rated to -4, as is my underquilt. So temperatures are colder than that. So I decided I would bring my Marmot winter sleeping bag, which was fine. I just put a little bit of a reflective, one of those, oh, what are they? The sun shields for your cars that you put in your windshield. Those reflective mats. I put that in tandem with my underquilt, which was perfectly fine. Temperatures underneath me didn't bother me at all. And then I jumped into my Marmot, which I'll tell you just like totally fills my hammock. It's like a big pillow in here right now. But God, I was so warm. But I really need to get going. Oh, I hate the thought of leaving here. Well, looks like it snowed a little bit more last night. So there's my pants that are still in my boots. That's how I left them last night. And now I'm going to try and get my legs and feet into them. I saw a guy on YouTube who did this, and I thought, oh, I'll give that a try. We'll see how that works. But I expect they're going to be pretty darn chilly. Oh, well, here goes. Well, I'm going to make myself something warm to eat and drink this morning. But I do have some water still from yesterday. It's not frozen because I learned from Mr. Martin, aka Pine Martin, that if you put your water bottle upside down in the snow, you got a good chance of having some water in the morning that's not frozen over. So opened that up this morning, and sure enough, had quite a bit of water there. So yeah, gonna spark up the stove. I slept with it all night. It's actually toasty warm. It's really, really warm. As a matter of fact, I had everything around me all night long. All my clothes, everything. I got into them. They were nice and warm, except for the pants. Not sure I'm doing that again. It didn't work that well. I ended up having to pull the pants out of the boots anyway. So yeah, I don't recommend that particular method. So while I wait for my water to boil, I want to talk a little bit about my clothing scores, because I've been visiting Value Village all across Barrie looking for inexpensive clothing to go winter camping in. And I got this snuggie at the Value Village store. Now, a lot of people would be really grossed out, you know, goes on your head and all that, but, you know, took it home, hot water washed it, it was all good. And it looked actually like it had never been worn. So yeah, got that for I think $3 at Value Village. So I was really happy about that, because this has been on my shopping list for quite a long time. So it was great to score that. And man, what a difference. Way better than using just a neck tube and a hat at night, which constantly I'm fussing with. This was fantastic. Then I also got this sweater, which I absolutely love. It's a nice thick 100% wool sweater. Got it in the men's section at Value Village. But I took it home, hot water washed it, shrunk it down a little bit, but it's still nice and roomy for me to move around in, but it's nice and tight and super warm. And that's all I wore yesterday once I got to camp. I was with this and my light wool and my my base layer underneath, and I was perfectly fine. And that's what I'm wearing this morning, and I feel great. The only thing that I will say about it is I need to put some pockets on it. So I have some other wool sweaters that I've been buying, and I've been felting them, which means I'm taking 100% wool sweaters, throwing them in a super hot water wash, agitating the hell out of them, and then what you end up with is a sweater that's about 30% of the size of the original sweater. I mean, literally, it wouldn't fit a toddler. You don't end up with a lot of fabric, but it becomes a fabric as opposed to a knit. So I think I'm going to take some of that felted fabric and make a pocket on here that I can slide my eyeglasses and my phone into, because I have nowhere to put things down right now. And that's really a pain. And I think I'm going to put a pocket across here that you can slip your hands into, because oftentimes I don't have gloves on, at least in this temperature. So it's kind of nice to have something to put your hands in. And then underneath I've got a lighter weight merino wool sweater, again from Value Village. Look at that, 100% merino wool. Got it from the men's section. Ladies, don't forget to shop in the men's section. They have the best stuff for this. And literally took it home and warm water washed it. It shrunk up a little bit, which was perfectly fine. It went from actually I hot water washed it. It went from being a men's large to it fits me nicely. Shrunk up a bit, but what it did was it took that lighter weight merino wool and turned it into a heavier weight merino wool. So yeah, I really, really like it. And then I just have a base layer underneath. And then I've got my pants, my wool pants that I scored also from Value Village. So I've got them on, but the only thing I have to do for them is I do need to get them hemmed up. I didn't realize, didn't really look at that when I tried them on. I really need to hem them up. So yeah, that's it. But I love my Value Village clothing. Some of the best gear I have. Go to Value Village. Water's boiling. So I broke down and got myself yet some more gear. I've been a big fan of titanium pots, and I do have a Snow Peak titanium pot set, which I love, but I decided to go something that had the bail handle. It's been something I've been interested in for a couple years now. I think it's just handy if you want to put it over the fire or just to pick up and carry it. It's actually easier than these handles here. Also wanted something that had lids, and I wanted something that had a lid for the coffee cup also. So I picked up this Toques set. It's what is this, 750 mil? So it's a very small solo pot. I absolutely love it. One of the things I wasn't expecting I would like so much are the venting holes that are here, which my Snow Peak does not have. And so what happens when the water comes to a boil, as this is, whoops-a-daisy. When it comes to a boil, the lid just kind of pops off on it and just drives me crazy because it ends up in the dirt always. So I like that it does have the venting holes in it. I suppose that's a bit of a downer too, because you know you run the risk of losing heat in it if you want to keep something hot inside. But I actually think I'm going to prefer this better. Also like the little what is it, tab on the hood that you can lift it up with without having to touch it with your fingers and get burnt, which is fantastic. And it actually does lock. So if you slide it to the left here, it will lock in place. And then when you slide it back to the right, it should lay down. Oh, do I have it backwards? No, I slid it too far to the right. There we go. And it should lie down. Yeah. So left to lock it and right to unlock it. So that way this will stay up all the time. Okay. And yeah, I do have the mug, and what I liked about the set was both the pot and the mug came with the same type of lid. I will probably make a little cozy for the mug to keep my drinks warm, because I'm notorious for setting my drinks down and then coming back to them 5 minutes later and they've completely cooled off. So I do like to make a little cozy for them. But yeah, the Toques set, it's very, very nice. If there was only one thing I would recommend that they did, is if they had a lock system for the bail handle, to keep that bail handle up so that it... So I thought, oh, I'll take a walk across the bog, but I got to be careful because this swampy area, the ice doesn't quite freeze over very well, so you kind of post hole through it. And I'm not sure exactly how deep it is, but I doubt it's very deep. So, whoop, there, I just went through in a couple spots. Damn it. Oh, there go the, oh, damn. Yeah, I'll just head back now. Yeah, I post-holed real good over there. Yep. Yeah, the liners are a little bit wet. Not too bad. I'll be fine, but I'm packing out anyway. But yeah, shouldn't have done it. I knew it was a chance going across there. Should have found another way, but I didn't. Oh, it's smelly too. Whew. Okay, back. Well, thank goodness I wore wool socks, but I'm going to take those off and switch them out. I have another pair of dry wool socks. I've actually packed up, so I'm going to head back to the car now then. And I've got an extra pair of dry boots in the car, so I'll be fine. But that'll teach me, let me tell you, do not cross the swamps. Do not do it. Do not pass go. Do not collect $200. It's a bad idea. And the whole time I knew it. I'm sitting there, I'm walking across it, and I'm thinking, oh, I can hear the ice crunching and snapping beneath my feet. I should move closer to the shrubs. Boom, down I went. So I knew it before I did it, and still I did it. And that was called laziness, because I didn't want to go all the way around to the other side. So lesson learned, I won't do it again. So just as proof, I did not burn that firewood. I'm leaving it there. Actually, I've left some kindling there too. And I actually harvested quite a bit of wood last night. Probably had a fire burning for a couple of hours too, maybe 3 hours last night. And I've got this tree, which is kind of sitting angled, leaning against another tree. And it's about probably, I'd say, maybe 12 feet, and the rest of it's way over there where I harvested it. That's less than half of it. It was quite a tall piece. So the bottom half I left over there, but I propped it up against a tree too, so it'll last longer. So if I'm out this way again, I know I've got some good wood all ready to go. But yeah, I found lots of wood down here. Definitely look for those swampy areas. There's generally going to be a lot of deadfall. Just stay off the ice. So first thing I want to say is I feel completely Nordic in my wools. I absolutely love them. First time I've just gone with just all wool. I didn't put the synthetic jacket on today. I just got my base layer, my merino wool, and then this big heavy wool sweater on, and it's absolutely fantastic. So everything they tell you about dressing for winter is absolutely true. My left foot is feeling just fine. I took my wool sock off and I pulled the boot liner out, packed it away, and just put a dry sock on, and my foot feels great. I didn't take the boot liner or sock off on the right foot. Kind of glad I didn't, because it's great to kind of compare. I wasn't as wet on my right foot. The left foot was soaked. And I can feel the difference. It would have been better to just go without liners. With the walking and hiking, my left foot is completely, totally comfortable. Nice and toasty warm, actually. And all I have is a plastic or rubber boot with one thick wool sock on, and I'm great. So I wish I'd done it with the right foot, but it's kind of good to compare. So I'll know for next time, which will never happen again. Just saying. Hi, well, I'm almost back at the car. What a great 24 hours. Yesterday at this time, I was out at Mount St. Louis Moonstone skiing. Conditions were great there. Great snow on the hill. Visibility was a little bit low. Lighting was a little flat. But other than that, it was spectacular and the temperatures were beautiful. And then I drove directly from there to here to come out and camp. And as soon as I got here, the sun came out and it was blue skies and just absolutely spectacular. So I might do a little more skiing today. We'll see. I have to pass by Mount St. Louis on my way home. And one of the guys I know there was kind enough to hold my ski gear overnight for me so that I didn't have to leave it in the car in the parking lot here, which I didn't feel really good about. So since I have to stop there, I might as well take a run at the hill. Might as well. But just a tremendous 24 hours, and hope to see you out here. Don't let the snow scare you.